Hi, I'm Eric. This is it's a Kumiko panel. This is nearly identical to the one that you're gonna, I'm not gonna say attempt to make because you're gonna be able to do it. It's actually really easy. It'll be slightly different, but almost identical to this. To start off with, I want to inventory the things that should be in your kit so that you know if you're missing something when you get the kit, and also to help you make sure that you've returned everything to the kit. To start off with, the largest thing is the pairing block clamp. This is something that I made. Normally the pairing blocks I clamp into a woodworking vise, which requires a bench. This exists so that you could do this at home. The next thing you'll find in the container is a 6-inch, it's called an F-style clamp or a clutch clamp. There's a little clutch right here. I'm going to push on it, which allows me to adjust it in a coarse fashion. I can move it large amounts. So you might, it's hard to get in this orientation, but clamp it to your dining room table. I'll do it sideways. Bring this up so that this is on the block here, and this is the underside of your table or counter, and you use the clutch for the coarse adjustment to bring this up to it, and then you twist it to tighten it. Okay? Should only need one clamp. The other thing you're going to find are the Kumiko strips themselves, and there's two styles. The first, you can see there are these notches in it. These need to stay separate from these. The first thing you're going to do, the first video of you doing something is going to be assembling the grid work, and this is the grid work Kumiko strips. These strips are made for you to cut out and cut the angles with a chisel. So this is your raw material for the center Asa-No-Ha pattern. And there's plenty. There's enough here for you to make some mistakes. Get that out of the way. Next thing you're going to find is a chisel. Now this chisel is really sharp, and it came with, and one of the reasons I bought this was it came with a chisel guard. When you're done with this chisel, put the guard on it. And just try and keep track of that guard. It's very, very, very sharp. You're also going to have a small stubby Phillips number 2 screwdriver, a number 2 pencil, and a pencil sharpener. I wasn't sure that people had those anymore, so I supplied them. They were very inexpensive. There is a 6-inch ruler in both inches and centimeters, millimeters. I'm going to show you how, if you're not comfortable using the measurements on a ruler, we're just going to show you how to use relative dimensioning to do it without finding, 29, 30 seconds on a ruler. There is a sawbuck, stop block, and clamp, as well as a Japanese pull saw. This is a razor saw. It's extremely fine, and later on I'll show you how to use it and the sawbuck. Finally, the sort of stars of the show are the pairing blocks. Now, I made these, and they have technically 3 different angles, but there are 4 ends, so 2 of the angles are duplicated. In this case, angles that are labeled C and D, as you can see, they are identical angles. A and B are 45 and 22.5, and we'll talk about that. They are labeled with letters, and I will use those letters to explain which pieces you're using to do that. This clamp bench and clamp, or I should say clamp fixture, watch how I do it. I'm going to put the clamp here, raise the bottom, tighten. Okay, and this opens and closes. And let's say I'm going to start with A. There's a screw here for an adjustable stop on both the top and the bottom, and that's why there's this groove here. so that the screw fits inside that groove and it doesn't hold this thing up. And then you just, this should be adjusted to hold it tight. You have a strip that's cut, adjust the stop, slide the chisel, and you end up with an angle paired, it's called pairing, on the end of the strip. So that's all the inventory. The next video will be on the grid work.